Back again.
So thank you all for joining in. We have Chad Weber going to come on here in about 15 minutes or so, and he's part of a group that's running Santa Maria Speedway. And Santa Maria Speedway, it's on the coast, very cool place to go, a neat racetrack, but it just got, I don't know, it declined over the years to a state of it was not open for several years.
Is that the one that's like right on the beach?
No, that's Ventura probably.
That's Ventura. I've seen pictures of one that's just like you're like looking over the ocean.
Yeah, that's probably Ventura. Santa Maria it doesn't have a beach view, but it's very close. Back in the day, the track used to get heavier as the night went on, just because of the moist air coming in from the ocean and stuff. So it's a little different animal. But and we'll get into it with Chad. But they, like everything else, civilization encroached in on it from one direction, and it just got. We all kind of just thought it was done for, and they've come back. A group of them are trying really hard and made a. They seem to be making a go of it. They had a little trouble right at first, bad track surface and stuff, but they're all working together, and good things are coming lately.
Well, if they've been getting the rain that we've been getting this year, then I mean, I can't believe how well a lot of the tracks around here, the track service has been.
Yeah.
Considering the rain.
Yeah.
I know one week while I was gone to Australia, we got like 1.5 feet of rain.
That's crazy.
In like a few days.
Yeah.
Not a week. It was just less than that. You know. I mean, hell, I think we got like 2 inches the other day in a matter of a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then we go racing, tracks smooth, you know.
And it's probably not so much the rain out there, but they're just in a spot where the moisture will come up also.
Yeah. I guess because being close to the coast. Yeah. So South Texas Race Ranch, I know that they say theirs does that too a lot. It'll bring moisture up.
And if it does rain, their parking lot, like they don't have to cancel because of the track surface. A lot of times, you can't get trucks and trailers and spectators and stuff.
That's what I always say. The races don't rain out; pits do.
Yeah,
yeah.
So Eric Rice here says, "Talk, Carl. Want any B mains?"
I don't. He's kind of hung up his helmet. His son's racing his car now, and as a B mod. So I don't know if he's won any B mains. I know they was beating some sheet metal on it the other day.
Yeah,
I seen some videos of that, but
I was still hoping to get him down here on the boat, on the barrel boat here.
Well, one of these days. He was texting me the other day saying he was he wants to make a trip down, and I'm supposed to go up and see him and Tito and everybody here in a couple weeks. So
gonna bring an engine down so we can put that Nova together.
Dude, I want to do that so bad, just because it's like, all right, bring a bunch of money and let's get this figured out. Let's put this car together in a week. So
it'd be great content for all of us.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely,
because
absolutely,
I'm in a content slump. I haven't been posting much.
Me too. I haven't. I've not been very inspired lately.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'm blaming the heat.
Okay, whatever. But yeah, I need to get back. But it's hard. It's like it was really easy when I was doing a lot of stuff on TikTok and I was getting a lot of comments. It's very easy to reply to and it spawns more content.
Yeah.
And man, here lately I just haven't.
Well,
done anything.
Same with the cartoons. Everybody's asking me when I'm gonna do more cartoons, but I'm like, I just don't have no good ideas. I come up with a few of the animation stuff, and I'm just like, I don't have anything to go with on that, you know.
And it sucks too. You obviously weren't the front runner, but you were on the leading edge of that, and things changed so fast that here a month later. Everybody's got Bigfoot and everything that's AI. When back you were doing Bigfoot,
I was doing real Bigfoot.
You were doing real Bigfoot.
That I love doing those videos. I need to do them. I don't know if they hit still. But.
Skinny, all right. I'm ready. Went to Santa Maria this weekend. Had a great time. So cool to see the track better than ever with a super cool team. Everybody's doing a great job. Nice to see some of your faces. See you at the races. So Skinny, that's he's a huge supporter of us and a huge supporter of racing in general.
Yeah.
And
Skinny's Automotive there. I'm ready. I talked to TJ a couple days ago, and because he's getting ready for the Super Tech 600, and he's gonna give me a camper and golf cart and stuff and bring it up. And he was asking me some questions, and he talked about cooking or something like that. I said, well, Skinny's gonna be cooking stuff. I said, I don't know if you can find it down there. I said, but if you see some tri-tip, grab it.
Yep.
So he said he's on the lookout for some tri-tip.
Tri-tip, and when Skinny called me the other day, he said maybe for Friday night, he said ribs and chicken are a good bang for the buck. Because, like, we can't feed everybody for our pit party Friday, but I think he's going to try.
If you want to eat, get there early.
Yeah, if you want to eat, get there early.
Stand by the barrels.
If you want to contribute, bring ribs and chicken, and he'll put them in the barrel and
definitely. If you want to contribute to that, we'll definitely appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get us a beer sponsor for that deal, so we can just supply beer for the whole pits. But
well, I saw the Alamo beer, and then you informed me that was fake beer.
That was King of the Hill, yeah.
So King of the Hill, and then but I did see a 903 beer, and I don't know what that checked into that. They have a website and stuff like that. So and they're about an hour away from the racetrack up there. So we might need to check into.
Well, not 903 area code. Yeah. So I'd assume that it's something to do with that.
See if they'd want to do something.
Yeah, I talked to Owen, our buddy Owen, about this, and I'm like, what's a good way of going about this? Like I've done reached out to a few of these companies, these beer breweries and stuff, and I can't even get a reply back.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, they don't give a shit. You got to go through the distributors.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the next move, to try to find a good distributor.
You look cold.
Yeah, I'm not there, Gumboot. It's fucking. I think it was 94 today. I don't know what that is in Celsius. 30 or 40 something.
15 billion. Yeah. Well, yeah. Cold is not our issue here.
Fuck no. We were just talking about not having enough ACs right here before we went live. It's really easy to get swamp ass right now. It's swamp ass season.
So yeah. Stacy and we went and watched Jackson James twice this last weekend. That was pretty cool. He's doing that.
That's cool. He's playing a little closer and stuff.
Yeah, he'll be back out here August 2nd, and so does such a bang up job. Young guy, and he called it an acoustic set, but he was still plugged in, but with an acoustic electric guitar. And then up at Yanis, he had a drummer with just one drum.
Yeah.
And that guy was really good he got a lot of different sounds out of that, like banging on kind of the edge of it. And depending on.
Knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
When they got done, the crowd in that place did not want him to quit. Like they were putting money in a tip jar to keep going,
Hell yeah.
So he's
always good when a good crowd's there.
Yeah, he's going to be up there, and he was talking to us about. We were talking about a platform, and he's like, we've played out of three pickup beds before. He's like parked the trucks side by side and played out of 3 pickup beds. If that's what we need, And he talked to me about getting a trailer, and he mentioned getting a trailer, and I'm like, just get it. And I'm like, well, I'll work with you, man. You pay the materials, and I'll help you build a platform and something nice. And
if all else fails, we might have Dad's red trailer there pulling a car, and if that's the case, then we'll have him up on there or something. We'll do something. We'll build a platform. He can get on the tire rack of my trailer.
Right. Well, and I have, but I don't have any plywood to go on it. But I have this 8x16 platform that was to go on top of a motorhome, but it never was.
Yeah.
Never was mounted.
We can get plywood. That's easy.
So
I'm sure we got some somewhere at my shop.
Anyway, y'all make it up there Friday night for the pit party. Come watch the races.
Yeah, definitely.
And then come to the pit party afterwards.
Yeah. Even if you're up in the stands after the races, pits will be open. You come down. pit party. Like I said, Skinny's going to be cooking.
Yep.
That's probably a first come first serve basis.
Yeah, that's not a guaranteed thing.
And if you'd like him to cook something, just bring it. Ribs of chicken.
Bring your own food. Bring your own beer. No cover for the band or anything.
No. Just tips appreciated. Yeah, for him,
tips are going to be
because he's doing this as a good favor almost. The dude's trying to get his name out there, and he's a hell of a showman.
I went to him and was just like, hey, would you be willing to put your name on the car? And we just kind of do some trade work on. And so that's why I'm trying to help him out and promote him as much as I can, even though that's not what I do. But I mean, it's a good faith gesture to try and help out.
It's Dragon Slayer Industries. You could be.
Yeah, right. We go
industries and entertainment.
Caden Hernandez, I helped him quite a bit back when he was going, and I mean, I didn't get him famous or anything, but it's not my first time trying to help somebody out.
I've sold merch for a few different bands.
Right.
I mostly just got drunk. Shirts are 20.
Yeah. Right.
But
you raced this last weekend.
I did. Went to RPM. Well, first off, the Mint Pig Racing, Dave Donnas is in town.
Yeah, we had him on the show a month ago, maybe.
Yeah, right there before I went to Australia. So, anyways, he got his stock car, an IMCA stock car, and we went to Heart of Texas there in Waco, and he ran with him. That was his first race out for the year down there. Had a little trouble right off the bat. Somebody almost wrecks right in front of him in the heat race. He starts last, one lane track. Couldn't get much forward going. There wasn't many people passing at that point in the night. The feature, it slicked off, and he ended up moving up to 8th, and had a really good run. Car, other than a couple of tire marks, it really was nothing bad on it.
Yeah.
So successful night there, and then Saturday we went to RPM, and I said, well, hell, if you're going, I'm going. So I got the old 199 fixed. It's still sitting on the trailer from breaking an axle a week before. It was still, I never even unloaded it. We just fixed it right there on the trailer. And anyhow, so we take it up there. Weather chances of rain was shit. I didn't think it was going to happen. And anyways, we get there. I sucked in my heat. The car is really tight. I got the wrong gear in it. I got the only gear I can run there pretty much, I think. And anyways, me and another guy get into each other, and I think in some mix of that, my left rear spring fell back. I don't have good buckets on that rear end. It's like the stock ones for like the pigtail springs. And those spring just fell back on it. And after that son of a bitch was rearing up. Left front's a foot off the ground. It should not be doing that.
Right. No. Yeah. It was pretty awesome to watch.
Well, if you can't win the show, be the show.
Yeah.
I think I got next to last in the 8 race or something.
Yeah.
But
and then they rolled you out for a B main.
Yep.
Which was good for you probably to get the test after that. Yeah,
I did some pretty big spring changes.
But they rolled out 5 cars and took 4 to the A, and I was just like, just let the last guy start too.
I think a lot of that happened while there was so little in it, because it was quite a few cars. I think there was like 34 factory stocks, and they were only taking 20.
Yeah.
So, I seen one guy was already loaded up, and the rain was coming. There was lightning all the way around us. So, I think maybe some people might have left. Just went ahead and get the hell out of there, because I've seen people getting drug out of that pit before by tractors. Yeah. But between that and then I went to line up, me and several other guys. There's probably 5 of us then. Well, then they waved us off the lineup. Well, I go back to the pit, trying to figure it out. Jesse's like, they're just, they said, fuck it, everybody's running or something, And I'm like, all right, well, it wasn't 30. It was 28 or 29 of us. Anyway,
there was more. You had to run.
It was a 10 car. It was been a 10 or 15 car field there. So, I got out of the car, and I see another car sitting over there. So I walked over to the lineup to see what was going on. There was 2 B mains for the limited, and that's why we
Yeah.
had to move off. So I think some people just missed it. So I don't know, but Nolan ended up winning his heat race.
It looked really good.
Looked really good. That car is wicked fast down the straightaways. And anyways, he pulls out for his feature, and it starts raining, and they call it. And of course, he's probably not going to get to make the makeup race.
Right.
He's headed to Iowa right now if he ain't there already.
Yeah.
So, in fact, they messaged earlier. It was like, this is the first time we're going to get to watch when it's at the actual time instead of in the morning.
Right.
Since they're over here, not in Australia.
All right, we got Chad made it in here. So,
All right.
What's up, Chad?
Hey, fellas, how's it going?
Doing good, man.
How's it going?
All good. So, cheers, y'all. They
Cheers.
for anybody that doesn't know you, Chad, you've been racing a long time, and you are really like motorsports. You love it. I want. What all kind of cars do you have that you're racing right now? Because I know you got several different things going on. You're not a one sport guy.
Man, I just love racing. I've always wanted to be a race car driver. Um, Never really been super good at it. But so this year I took on a challenge. I traded a side by side that I had for an NHRA prepared Camaro. I already had a Corvette that I've been racing in the autocross series. So I pitched it to my sponsors that I was going to run a IMCA sport mod for a championship. I was going to run a Camaro at the NHRA level in the Sportsman Series, and then I was also going to run my Corvette in the NCCC Autocross Series. So this year I'm running all three cars, which is like 36 races. Super crazy. I can't believe that they actually went for it. I didn't know that they would go for it. So when they said yes, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Now I got to do it.
Right now, I got to do it. And then this, helping the Santa Maria Speedway thing, kind of came about. I mean, I knew it was coming. I've always been involved. Always tried to help. I've been involved in helping the new owner since December, but I just didn't know that I'd be at the level that I am, and the commitment that it was going to take. I had no idea what it really took on this side of it, right? So I've been racing dirt cars. That's where my passion's at, is the dirt car stuff.
Yeah.
But 27 years behind the wheel of a dirt car, and helped, but just didn't had no idea really what was going on the backside of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, to say I'm a little overcommitted would be an understatement.
And even as far as that goes, um, with you guys have a group of individuals that are trying to run that. So you do have some help, but still, it's a huge
Yeah,
commitment. Um, on top of that, right?
100%. So luckily, we have a board of directors here at Santa Maria Speedway. I'm in the tower right now, having a beer, and overlooking. There's guys working on the track right now. Um, so I think the key to the success of what's happening at Santa Maria Speedway right now is the fact that it's not on one person. Um, you know what I mean? We have a board of directors, and each person is responsible for their performance in that particular area, right? And yeah, it's way too much for one person to try to figure out. I don't know how they do it. Like, it's crazy. Even just for my section of what I'm responsible for, which is the top side, contracts and the racers and the rules and event flow and trying to make it entertaining and all of that. Like, that's its own 40 to 50 hour a week job in itself. And I'm lucky enough to have a director of facilities that's super, super good at what he does. He's a construction guy. He's running the equipment, all of that kind of stuff. Then we have a director of the money. I don't know what his actual title is, but you know, he's the money guy, right? He's the business guy. He understands the business part of it and helps us racers who aren't super smart with money. Obviously, if you race cars, it's almost like a it's almost like a prerequisite. You're not good with money,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
So
I'm not. I know I'm not.
I'm not.
I've been broke
I
my
mean,
whole life, and I still keep buying stuff. I don't understand what's going on.
yeah, if I've got money in my account, I'm spending it on something to make me go faster.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you posted something the other day, and Matt Worley was like, "Yeah, we'll worry about that Monday. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
have the
yeah.
money to get this, but I'm gonna get it,
Yes.
and we'll worry
I
about
can't.
that."
I can't afford anything I do in my life. I just keep doing it.
I've got good credit, right? So that's what gets us by. But no,
That makes one of us.
right. Super fortunate, super fortunate, and I'm looking at life this year and racing all three series and Santa Maria Speedway, and you know I have a job, you know that Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 type of deal that I have to do also, right? That's what pays the bills. Um, so yeah, it's a chore, it's a challenge, and I don't think I think my biggest takeaway from all of it is that as a racer for as long as I've been racing dirt track, I didn't understand how much was involved in the backside of it. You know,
Yeah.
getting people in the stands, making it an entertaining event, and that's something that the new leadership in this here venture has instilled in me. It's like he's not a racer. I mean, I hate to quote him on a bunch of stuff, but when he told me, he's like, Chad, I bought a dirt track. I didn't know it was clay,
Yeah, right.
right? So imagine that. You guys are both racers. You get it, right? So
Yeah,
this is a clay surface, and we have to make it pliable and make it workable and this and that. You know, he didn't get it. You know, he'd been to a couple races, and his biggest motivation was to make sure that the speedway didn't turn into a parking lot or a rental yard or a storage facility. And that's a huge deal for the community of Santa Maria and the Central Coast.
yeah, because Santa Maria Speedway was vacant. It's been vacant. It's been tried to be ran. There was some other events tried to be brought in there. The name's been changed several times. You guys just went back to the original Santa Maria Speedway branding, and you and I were talking earlier when I asked you to be on here. Um, you guys had a great week before, but then this weekend you really went out and tried to draw people in. And I don't know if you can get into it or not, but you told me that you were having a meeting today and going to kind of see how you come out on that, because you did give a lot of tickets away. And in my mind, I, I, I don't see a big negative to that, because I don't know that it costs, like, how much money does it actually cost you to give tickets away if they weren't going to be there anyway? Um,
Great
so
point.
I don't know that, and that's what I'm kind of asking. I don't know how much you can get into that.
So I can get into a good bit of it. So you're exactly right. So take racer and this. I'm a salesman in my 9 to 5, and every little penny counts. And if you count the pennies, then the pennies turn into dollars, and the dollars turn into reward. And I've always been an effort versus reward type of person. If I work my ass off and it works out, it works out. And been pretty lucky in that. Like anything that I put my time and effort into works out. So that being said, the owner and being able to be behind the scenes, and like you said, you know, we have these meetings on Tuesdays. We go over the financials, and he's super transparent on all of it. And he told me once that he told the group once that you know, it costs X amount of dollars to run this place, and that, you know, what if we invited this company or that company to have their event here, have a customer appreciation deal here, it's really not costing us any extra money, but it puts people that might not be race fans in the seats.
Yeah.
And we may turn it into race fans. And then on top of that, he's a sports guy, not necessarily motorsports, but he's seen sports in general. So with the baseline of it costs us X amount of dollars to put on a show. And then if we could turn that into something exciting rather than even in all of my years, gates open at 4, racing starts at 6. Hopefully we got a good challenge for the lead, or we put on a good show, or whatever the case. Well, his idea is that like we put on a show from the time we open the doors to the time we close, and we want to close like at 9:30.
Yeah.
Not 12:30.
Yeah.
And we have something. We brought back the junior fan club where we're giving a bike away every week, and we're up here throwing stuff out and doing trivia, and making it a show from the time you walk in to the time you leave. And then it's at a reasonable time, right? Because I don't have any kids, but I've seen it where the kids start to melt down, say at 9, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it's time for them to go home. So yeah, his idea of making it a show from start to finish, I think has really been key. I'm going to give away a little bit of his philosophy. Like we really, really tried for the July 4th show to have a skydiver jump in with an American flag. Right. That idea came in on a Monday, and we tried to make it happen. And I guess permitting, stopped us. But when it was one of the other director's ideas, I ran with it and tried to get it done, and we couldn't. But it didn't matter how much it cost. He wanted to do it.
Yeah.
He wanted to get it done. So today, like breaking news, we're gonna have like freestyle motocross, and we're gonna have a freestyle motocross show early. Come in, your ticket price is good. Watch the freestyle motocross show. Oh yeah, and we're gonna have a race. Check this out.
Yeah.
You might like the circle track racing.
Yeah.
We've got some other stuff. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a country concert that starts at 2. Right. So go ahead.
One thing, like I watched this video, and it was from John Tafra from Restaurant Resurrection or something, right? And he had an interesting. He had the numbers, and he was like, if you get a person into your restaurant one time, he said there's a 40% chance that that person's going to come back. But he had this whole system. But he said if you can get them there 4 times, into your restaurant 4 times, then you have a lifelong customer.
Yeah.
Like there's a hump of well, yeah, it's whatever, but he's like, if you, and he had this whole system for getting customers back, and so, and that's the thing, as well as I've invited people to the races, and they get there and they're like, it was so much fun. We've been here before, but we didn't have anybody to root for. And
that's a huge deal.
That's a huge thing, is like having somebody to root for. We watched, Billy and I and Stacy, we went to the midget wrestling here a while back, and they immediately established their good guy, their bat, or they had a Russian and they had an American, and the Russian hated America right off the bat, right?
Yeah,
so they got the crowd.
They
got the crowd cheering and booing within the first 15 minutes of that.
I was cheering for all of them. I was laughing.
And hell, it was entertainment. I'm like, we will come back to this, and they had a packed house, right, with their deal, and that's just, and that's what you're fighting against. You're trying to attract those people and do those things.
Everybody that I've ever brought to the races, and like, hey, you never been? Well, you got to come to the pits. Come to the pits with me, and then get in the middle of the action. Well, 99% of those people are going to come back or they're going to be talking about it
Yeah.
at work the next week, and that's going to get somebody else interested, or something. You know what I mean? Like every one of them comes back, whether they come back in the pits or the stands or whatever. But yeah, you're right. You got to have somebody to root for, because like I don't give a fuck about football or basketball or none of that shit. I don't have nobody to root for. But if I'm somewhere where something's playing and it's a Texas team, well, I'm going to have to root for the Texas team, even though I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how racing's got to be. You got to have somebody to root for, and I think that's a big part of like people when people do something like a wrap on their car that's got a superhero on it, or even my piece of shit that looks like hell.
Yeah.
People like the people. You got to be different,
right?
And it gives somebody to go, all right, I like that one.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen his factory stock that I drove a little bit. Looks like hell on the outside, like it's got an old steel body and all that, but
duct tape numbers,
but it's a pretty nice car. Really, it's a nice chassis under there, you know, and people love that thing because
a lot of people come and ask if they can take pictures.
It's an underdog car right off the bat because people just assume you're out there in this big old hunk of shit,
and then we do good in it. And they're like, oh fuck,
yeah, you know, but things like that.
You got to make it entertaining, right? Make it entertaining for the fans. Right. And Billy's exactly right. You have to have somebody that you can root for. You have to have somebody that you either know or you get to know, or you like the body on the car, or the graphics on the car, or whatever. You got to bring the fans in so they can be a part of it rather than just sit there and watch, you know, cars goes in circles, which I think is super cool, but not everybody does.
And also with the racing now, I think I was watching a guy named Jeff Christensen or something has been posting old videos on YouTube, some from Santa Maria, Bakersfield, and in a lot of other places. But like 20, 30 years ago, man, the bumping and grinding was a little more prevalent than like even in the late models. Some guys were moving each other out of the way and dicing, and you're like, and now it's tough, right? Because if you tear cars up, you're going to lose cars. But at the same time, the fans kind of want to see some of that too.
You got to also remember that many years ago, it was all steel body stock cars, and you could beat the dents out and run the same body for 2 or 3 years if you wanted to, unless you was like particular, you know. Or I remember we used to bondo the fuck out of some cars over the off season and slick them back up, you know. But then even the late models, I've seen some of the old late models, and it doesn't have the little bitty modified bumper. They're all the way out to the quarters, and you could beat and bang them with those cars. They were made to. Hey, I'm fixing a bank off this son of a bitch, you know. And
I got to tell you, our mini stock class is killing it as far as their. They put on a show. They're not afraid to bang and you know, smash into each other, and the we're running the mini stocks towards the end of the show, and they're putting on some of the best shows that we've got, and we appreciate that from those guys. Got a couple guys in particular that really they don't care if they start in the back, you know what I mean, but they're just on the gas and do it. I mean, this last weekend we had the mini stock. He's won 3 or 4. Isn't Justin Jackson's his name? He won. I think he's won 4 main events now, but he's like, I'll start in the back all day long. And he came from the back, and on the last corner of the last lap, used a lap car as a pick and won by a foot.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That puts on the show.
We got a comment here from Brad Dixon. He puts on the SuperTech 600. And he says, mandatory Nerf cars make Sparks great again.
Right. Fans love it. You're absolutely right. Fans love it.
And, you know, with those enduro racing, like Brad puts on, one of the things is it's either red or green, no cautions. And the push truck just goes out there, and a lot of times he's just making laps with you. And people love seeing that truck out there, and
the push truck superhero, man. That you can't. I'm a fan being on the track. I've been on the track really going pretty deep at a pretty decent rate, not full speed, and the push truck passed me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But that's the craziest thing. You got a 3/4 ton Ford pickup pass, and you're like, I got to pick up the pace here.
It's
Yeah,
all caged
right.
out. It's all caged out, and safety and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gets around there pretty damn good, But that's just another little thing that people go, oh, that's cool, So much of that. One thing that I don't care for out that seems to be out here. I feel like back home out on the West Coast, a lot of tracks adopted the once the white flag flew, the next flag was the checkered. And I really like that rule. And out here, it seems they'll be on the white flag and they revert to a green white checkered.
Yeah.
And one thing, I think that drags out the program. And two, man, it really gives a guy guys can do some dirty shit on restarts.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, I wish more tracks out here would just do once the white falls, the next one is checkered and yellow. If the yellow comes out, the checkered's coming with it,
There's a couple tracks that'll do that. I forget where I was at this year somewhere, and it was like that. It was, hey, the white was already out. We're throwing the checkered.
Yeah.
That's the end of the race.
I think that's should be across the board.
Me too, unless I'm in second and there's a caution on the white flag.
Unless it benefits me.
Yeah. Whatever works best for me, that's what I'm going to go.
But you can
that's
be
what I'm
leading on
finding out about
restart.
most race car drivers.
So I was running second to him here at our local track. We have a restart. He just gasses it up and spins out all by himself. I'm like, I'm nowhere near him.
My right rear did go flat. I didn't know it. All right. Let me just defend myself a little bit. Pull in's got like 5 pounds in it. I was like, well, that might be why it did that.
But anyway, yeah,
they did give me my spot back.
But just in the they give him his spot back. They haven't quite adjusted to me up there yet, apparently. But I've been black flagged and sat down several times, and it's okay. It's the way it is. But just as far as you talking about tightening up a program like that, Boot Heel is really good about they don't have a cool down lap. Like when you get the checkered, and their entrance gate is turn 1
at the end of the front straightaway.
Yeah, it's at the end of front straightaway, and you're allowed to go through turn 2, cut across the infield, and then get off the track. That's like you don't have a cool down lap. Get your shit. You've been racing the whole time. You got brakes. Get it wound up and get off the track. Yeah. And they're good about that. And they're trying to move to a format.
I think they're good. I think they decided they didn't like that.
They didn't like that. Yeah. They went to a deal where they went off transponder timers in hot laps and went straight to the mains. They weren't even going to run heat races or B mains.
They were getting like 40 or 50 cars in a class, and it was the night was getting drug out so much.
We left there at 4 a.m. when one of them races that I drove your car.
That was 30,000 a win,
right? Yeah,
and the lights had went out at some point, so it was a little.
But 4 a.m. is God, that's late to run.
It was like 5 in the afternoon where I was at.
Yeah,
so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, in Australia it wasn't bad.
That's crazy.
But anyway,
crazy.
Yeah. There's just and again, you were talking about like pennies turning to dollars. It works the same with time. If you can save 2 minutes here and 5 minutes there, you end up with your program being an hour shorter.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy is I'm on a different side of it, and I'm timing how much driver introductions takes, and I want to. So I'm on the racer side of it. So, and that's why I was brought into this deal is that, it's really important to me that my sponsors are acknowledged and that what I'm selling is actually happening, when it comes to sponsor stuff, driving the number 37 car out of Santa Maria, California, sponsored by Big Brand Tire and Main Electric Supply and Meineke Car Care Center, right? So if I'm selling that, I need that to happen.
Yeah.
But so it's a balance. I'm trying to get that announced and that presented the way that I presented it and the way that I sold it. And then at the same time, I got to make sure that the show gets done. So there's been a couple of times this year, and it's really been neat when we're running ahead. I'm able to park the main event cars at a 45-degree angle and introduce each car and their sponsor, waving the flag, and let's go. So that's what I grew up watching. That's what I'd like to see. But that doesn't necessarily make for good timing. Because you got to take into consideration, right, that the kids are melting down at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and so there's a balance, and we're really trying hard to find that balance and make everybody happy. But one thing that I've learned in the short amount of time that I've been involved is that I can't make everybody happy, but I can
Right.
sure piss everybody off,
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
But and
right?
with driver introductions also, you got to put a little weight on that. You are introducing them to the fans. You're getting some of that
Right.
fan engagement again too, and stuff like that. So, but
Yes.
that probably is kind of a nice cushion when if you are running behind, it's maybe just something we can't do tonight.
Right.
You know,
So that's
I
when I'm like on the announcer, like, you know, let's get it going and talk faster. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll be walking around. So instead of being here when I race, I'm here every single night, and I'm walking the crowd and checking the temperature. And I'm really really lucky. I want to. So man, I'm about to run out of battery, and I didn't realize that this was gonna suck up my battery as much as it did. And I'm sitting at the track, but if it wasn't, I want to make sure that this is clear. If it wasn't for the people that are on this team, there is no way that the success that we're having would even be possible.
right,
Um, we've got the best race director. We've got the best scorer. I mean, we're just lucky that we live in an area where those people are available. The best track prep person, the best operations director. Wait a minute, that's me. I'm not the best operations director. Um, the best facilities director. I mean, we just have.
you're aspiring to be the best though, right?
Yeah.
That's
As long as you're trying.
I'm sure trying. I'm sure trying. We, as a whole, are. We have the same goal: is to make the best decisions we can for Santa Maria Speedway moving forward, and always doing the best that we can for Santa Maria Speedway. Um, but it doesn't always align with everybody else's agenda.
right,
Um, the shitty part, let's be honest, is that some of the people that I've known and been friends of mine for 30 years, um, it doesn't go their way and they're all mad at me,
right.
and I'd really like it if they could step back and look at, what I'm trying to do as a whole and who I am as a person. And if they just, Lee, I've known you a long time. Um, I have nothing but the best interest of the sport in mind. None of this is
Right.
self-serving,
Yeah.
you know, and but that's tough. That's tough because one thing I've learned about race car drivers is most of their life is self-serving, right?
Yeah.
Um, so myself included up to this point.
Well, buddy, since your battery's going dead, we'll let you off of here, and we appreciate you being on. And you've got the link, so that works every time till we change it. So if you ever want to just hop back on and make mention, um, Lindsay, she says you're doing a great job. She's probably your biggest supporter there. So anyway, um, but we really do appreciate you coming on, and we hope that other tracks can look and see a little bit, and
Yeah.
we have fun doing this, and hope that we can help everybody out in one way or another.
Yeah, we've
too.
been enjoying having the promoters and guys on your end of the sport coming on here and putting their input on how things work and why they work and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate you coming on.
All right. Yeah, starting to break up terrible, but hey, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys and enjoy watching you guys. So wish you guys continued success and hopefully we'll talk some more soon.
Okay. Thank you much. So I think he was breaking up a little.
Battery.
That I think Kearns was that way too. When his started to go dead, they start.
Well,
I think your phone
was too.
Yeah, the phones start to try and save some energy or something,
yeah,
right? When they
something, yeah.
when they
yeah, that's good. You know, and he was talking about wanting to save time, and I've I've been in a few different parts of racing just over the last few years, and my grandpa was a promoter at one point.
Yeah.
My dad and my dad was a kid, and I'd at least like to promote a race, a big race, or something like have my hands in something. You know, I want to be on that end of it at one point to try some shit. That probably won't work, but what I always said, and I talk a lot about what I would do if I won the lottery for somebody that never plays. is if I won the lottery and I had me a track, I would probably do like I would do Friday and Saturday, and then I would have like 3 classes each night.
Yeah.
So my thought on that would be like, well, hey, Friday night's open wheel night. We're having limiteds, mods, and sprint cars, and then Saturday we're having factory stocks, street stocks or stock cars, and late models. Something like that.
Yeah.
Then you can manage the time a lot better, and have. And that was just my thing. I was like, well, why are we just doing this once a week? That's why I love racing. Why are we doing this shit once a week?
Yeah.
Or at least do that every other week. You know what I mean? At least that way it is spread out a little bit, and you can, because when I was a kid, nobody give a fuck about getting home at 2 a.m.
Right.
Because there wasn't Netflix and there wasn't all this other.
Well, if we had meltdowns, we got our ass whipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
he was talking about the kids are melting down. Well, I don't mean to
no, you didn't
condone, but if I was having a meltdown, it was lay down and go to sleep, or you're going to get your ass beat.
Dude, my front 2 bottom teeth got pulled out at a racetrack being asleep. That's a true story. That's just the way it was.
Right.
Yeah. No, we're staying here. I remember us getting home late at night when I was a kid, and I don't remember people bitching about it. That was just how it was.
We went to the races when I was a kid, Bakersfield Speedway, and then we didn't race then. My dad didn't do circle track cars or whatever. He desert raced motorcycles, but we went to Bakersfield Speedway, and then we went to, I think it was Shakey's Pizza after, because that's where the racers went, and you got to go down there and kind of hang out with them and whatever, that was like, and that was just the way it went. Like the races went late into the night, and yet Shaky stayed open because they knew they were getting the racer crowd, and everybody showed up there.
Well, here in Texas we got Whataburger, and they stay open 24 hours a day. So a lot of us will go to the Whataburger
or the Waffle House,
or we'll go to Waffle House or the Denny's. You know what I mean? Somewhere that's got some. I don't know what it is about breakfast is so good. We always would stop if we stopped somewhere on the way home, not to eat at like a store or something. For whatever reason, we're all getting chocolate milks.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about chocolate milk, but you head home from the races real late. Chocolate milk is good. Mom,
this is true story.
She pulled it. I didn't even wake up. I got my teeth pulled. I didn't even wake up. That's a true story.
Yeah, and you're talking about hitting lotto and whatever, but I've been really recently thinking on the horse racing industry, the way they do things.
Yeah,
they run 10 or 12 races a day, right? They don't have heat races and all that bullshit. They just line the horses up. But they, a couple of weeks ahead of time, or maybe they have a schedule that goes out, they have 20 races. And you can enter your horse, you can do whatever.
Yeah.
And then when it comes race day, they sit down and take the best 10 out of that. Where the races that field is gonna have the most excitement. And I don't know that you can do that in circle track racing, but a guy might be able to have 2 divisions that are on schedule that you're going to get good car counts with, and give an option of 4 different kinds of races. And I think it would be fun. Like he said, he's got a mini stock guy that's won several races in a row. He can't show up for that one, right? Yeah. It's not a point race. It's not, but you got good for you, but we're going to let somebody else try and race this one. Sorry. Or let somebody else have it. I was telling Chad on the phone, we used to have a guy in El Centro, California, that just made up the trophy dashes on a whim. Sometimes the 4 furthest travelers, sometimes the 4 youngest guys, 4 oldest guys. It just gives other people a shot to win.
So I went to a deal one time, and it was at a track I don't like, so I'm not gonna even say who it was, but they have good ideas, but the rest of the program is a scam. In other words, okay. Yeah. Well, they ran a deal where we went up there, and it was one day. It's like middle of the week. That's why it was a points. It was a points grab for the dude running the place, and people will know from around here will know who I'm talking about. But they were doing a deal where they were running features, and I forget how many features. We'll say 5. I don't remember. It's a few years back now. Anyway, 5 features. Well, once you win, you don't get to run the next one. So everybody goes out there, runs a feature. You win, you're done. And then the next one, somebody else wins the feature. Yeah. And, then somebody else wins the feature. And it was a cool. I thought that was a cool deal, and it's an easy way to get a feature win.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But it means something to somebody. Yeah. Whether the guy that won's like, nah, whatever, or it's just their family. Hey, we get to go down there and get in the winner's circle and get a picture with them after they won.
Right.
And yeah. I just thought that was a neat deal. It was just something different. But
and it helps. It helps to get a win picture and all that. With it's like me winning up there that night. Tracy wasn't there, right? He's the dominant force there. He traveled somewhere else, and I got a win. And my car wasn't even on point. I had some problems with it, and still
we had 4 different types of tires on there, I think.
Yeah, that was a mess. But anyway, but it's still fun. It's fun to get that picture. It's fun to do all that, and you get to celebrate with the people that have helped you do it and stuff like that.
I think it's worth just trying some stuff.
Like I say, I really think horse racing, I don't know if you know this or not, horse racing's been around longer than kart racing. It's been well, they've been doing it a long time, right? Yeah. And they have they're called maiden races, non-winners of 1. They'll ride a race for non-winners of 2, non-winners of 3. They have claiming races for different prices.
Yeah.
You ride a race for a realistic claim price.
Yeah.
$7,000. You make a $7,000 claiming race. 8-inch tires, no wings or sideboards. Bring them. Yeah. Or 10-inch tires.
Yeah. Because we make weight and have one of these 4 different types of tires.
Yeah.
Or something,
Yeah, the winner's circle picture used to be all the time. He's talking about back in my younger days.
Yeah.
We used to get several.
Dad, man, that was Dad. It was just if he showed up, he was gonna get the win,
dude. And
Dad won something that it was back when they used to give out the plaques.
Uh-huh.
And if it was somebody's birthday that he knew it's got their birthday on it, that's how it always was.
A lot of my weekly trophies I give to kids in the stands.
Yeah.
There was just not. I didn't want to deal with them.
I know people don't like the plaques, but I like the plaques just because you can hang it on the wall. Yeah. Trophies are what the fuck? You gotta dust them?
Yeah, I got bigger trophies for bigger races I won, usually some sponsor, I'd give them.
Yeah.
Terry Henry's got a lot of them. David Hayes has some. Just yeah,
Right.
they're not that.
My race for grocery money. That was our. That's how it was when we were kids.
Right.
And the pay wasn't much, but the '90s it was just different.
So when I was racing 3-wheelers as a kid, that was we entered 3 classes. I had a 125, and I would enter the youth 125, the youth 200, and the adult 125, and I could usually win both the youth classes on my 125.
Yeah.
And place in the adult class, and we got that was like she says, that was some grocery money right there. That was because they paid cash money. And
let's say when we go to Highway 19 and I'll run factory and the Texas stock.
Yeah,
I don't do that all the time, but if I can, then I will, and a lot of times it comes out pretty good.
Yeah,
sell a few T-shirts while I'm there.
We go up there. It seems like my car gets banged up every time, but I haven't. Knock on wood, I haven't cut any tires or anything up there. So
maybe that right side door.
Yeah, the right side door gets. I don't know. Anyway,
you're not even hitting people.
No, they just spin out and come in the same spot.
Turn 2 is hell.
Turn 2 is hell on my car. But anyway, we get out of there even in one class because I usually finish decent, and so with me and Stacy getting in, fuel to get up there, and I burn pump gas and octane booster with that LS, so I'm not spending a whole lot on fuel. We get out of there with enough to cover that, and that's a win in dirt track racing, especially right now.
If you can break even, that's a win.
Yeah.
That's what I think about. That's why I like bringing some merch and stuff too with me, because people buy enough stickers, well then that's a pit pass.
Yeah.
People buy a couple shirts, well then that's fuel, So
years ago, which I don't think we could do this in Texas because it's 30 minutes to everywhere here in Texas,
especially here.
Yeah, but used to in Bakersfield, and a friend of mine showed me, Stevie Cargill. He had $20 sponsors a week, and we had a route. Like we got our cars loaded, and we had a route that we went, and he showed me, and he was gracious. A lot of them helped me too, and then I had some, but we would go pick $20 up from a dozen people before we got to the racetrack, and hell, that helped out a bunch. By the time it bought fuel, it wasn't a big amount for them to put out every time. You showed up with your race car on the back, so they knew that you were going to be racing that night. It wasn't like you went and got money and then didn't race anymore or whatever, And it'd be a little tougher to do out here because businesses are spread out here.
You'd have to find some people close.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool deal too, and it helps the businesses out because anytime you get a car, especially sitting on an open trailer, sitting out front of a business, people are going to ask some questions.
Yeah.
It's like driving around in a hot rod.
Yep.
Old classic car. People are going to pull up. My granddaddy used to have one of these, that type of shit. So
when I have the cars parked out front, I have people that stop in here all the time. Where are you racing?
You have to move it back out there.
I know. Where are you racing? What do you do? Especially when it's got the wing on it.
Yeah.
What do you do with this car? Like what?
What the fuck is this?
People stop in, and I'll always tell them, well, we'll be weekly, up there at Highway 19 and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's that stuff helps.
Yeah, seeing cars helps.
It does.
It always helps. Well, we're about at time here. I say let's shout out a couple of our sponsors.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
What do you think about that?
All right. Let's do Comprehensive.
Comprehensive, man. He helps us out a bunch over there at Shreveport area.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see him next weekend if we make it over there to King of the Hill at Boot Hill.
I saw him post some kids' fire suits and stuff.
Yeah. Right. And that was the full bore suits, like mine is. So I'm waiting on Miss Lou with Napier Photography. I probably said that wrong. over there. We did a big photo shoot with my suit and the car and stuff. And I know she's been real busy, but I'm waiting for some pictures of that to post pictures of the suit. I wore it this weekend too.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you saw. I dug one of my old ones out that used to not really fit me, and I feel like it fits me better now that maybe I lost a little weight or something. And I'm like,
not as tight in the waist.
Yeah, I'm like, shoot, that's a little better.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of full bore,
let's bore right there, and they make some good suits, and I got a badass helmet and everything from them. Anything race gear related that you can get with them, and very reasonable on their prices.
And then Devil Race Parts is
same folks. If you're in Tasmania, Australia, get with Devil Race Parts. They can. They always got some good stuff for sale. I follow them on there, and they always got some good deals on stuff.
We got All Tech's dirt services and frame straightening,
and also frame jig. That's the second car you've helped him with on straightening the frame with the backhoe. So yeah. Dad, man, he's a hell of a dirt guy. He's been working on my buddy Brad Dixon's new place up here close to us, and getting it all lined out. And yeah, man, especially this year with all the flooding we've been having and rain, he's got to be busy just patching driveways and stuff.
Well, and I think that's where it seems to be where he really excels at drainage and figuring out
he's got that figured out.
Because in all this rain, it really shows where you're lacking drainage around here right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you need your frame straightened, there's a phone number.
That's him.
And Addicted to Dirt. Right?
Yeah.
I'll lean that way, line it all up.
The best in racing dirt wear.
Yeah. He's been getting a lot more traction here lately.
That's good. That's good. Well, I mean, hell, he's been putting the work in, you know, and I actually got to holler at him because he still has all my merch. So I got to holler at him so I can get all my stuff out of his way. I don't know. I've just been busy since I've been back and fuck with it. But definitely he's got some cool stuff. I don't have my hat on tonight. I can find it, which is that's more of a me problem, you know. But
you can't find your hat or your open face helmet. They might be sitting together somewhere.
I can't find the screws I got loose. There's a lot going on.
Can't find your marbles.
Yeah, I've got a lot. I've just got a lot going on. I can't find nothing.
And we hit him once already, but we'll put him back up because he helps us so much with everything.
Yeah. And biggest supporter for us, I feel like.
We're gathering tri-tip so that we can get all that done, and
we won't leave. The 600 is the only time when he's there. It's the only time you leave there gaining weight instead of losing.
Yeah, definitely. So, that's that. Follow us on the Infield Tractor Tire, Dragon Slayer Industry stuff.
Yeah, and looks like we got 2 new comments. Comments here.
Prayers for Kerrville.
Yeah, there's Kerrville.
And nothing from Jordan, so I'm assuming she sent some stars.
Yeah, more likely.
Probably.
I'm sure church bus caught.
But yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when I time out, the Gentlemen's Club used to sponsor me. We pulled in, and I had the big blue bus that was a church bus. Still said church and everything on it, and I rolled in over there pulling the car. Middle of the night, we're headed back for the races. It was still open. We just rolled in there.
Speaking of buses, I'm assuming that you didn't.
We won't know till the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was gonna be the 10th. I think they have to approve our bid, and so I'm probably gonna assume that they're not gonna approve the bid if I want it. But we lowballed the fuck out of them.
Right.
You know? But
you never know.
You never know. But so if y'all see me in a school bus, you know I won.
Right. Yeah. Hell yeah. So,
well.
All right. Thank you all.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for following along. And next week, Kenny Montgomery. Got new music coming out, so we're going to have him on. We was trying to have him on this week. He's a busy man. So he said next week for sure.
Awesome.
So we'll see y'all next week.
Well, maybe we should probably try and get our promo material out a little earlier anyway. But
I might have been hungover today. So
we're pretty good at about 4 hours out going, we should get something together.
Yeah, it's like 3 o'clock. We should do something.
Do we have a guest?
Yeah. So next week, though, we'll be more prepared.
Yeah.
Probably.
No
promises.
Thank y'all.
See y'all.